Hey guys, it's Maggie. Happy Monday. I hope that your week is going so awesome. It is a beautiful day for me. I've been kind of getting to assess a lot of my goals for the year and kind of where I stand on them, the progress I've made. And I've been getting a lot of feedback in my life and from other people about motivation. And so I wanted to give you guys a message today all about motivation and kind of what it looks like in our lives on our personal growth journeys, and just kind of a way to see what it means to have motivation to fulfill our goals. And one of the biggest misconceptions I think people have is that successful people are always motivated. And that could not be further from the truth. I've seen people who are extremely successful. I've seen a lot of people who seem to have their life together, and they're reaching their goals and they're doing these things, and people automatically assume that they have always felt motivated, that they still keep their motivation no matter what. And that's just not true. Motivation is nothing more than an internal desire to want to do something. When you're motivated to work out, when you're motivated to do better, when you're motivated to pursue bigger goals, that is just your internal feeling that keeps you going, that keeps you strong in your journey. But motivation doesn't always last. Motivation is just like any other feeling, and it subsides. Sometimes it's higher than others. Sometimes you feel more motivated, and sometimes you flat out don't feel like doing something. And that's the thing that I want to talk about today, is that no matter what your motivation level is like, your effort must always exceed your motivation. Even on the days where you don't feel like it, where you're tired, you're not motivated, you don't see the end in sight, you don't feel like you want to pursue your goals anymore, no matter what your motivation level is, you always have to put your effort above that. Because if your effort matches your motivation level, then you will be on this roller coaster just trying to figure things out for a really long time. Versus if you were to tell yourself, no matter if I'm feeling like it or not today, I'm going to do it. Whether or not I feel like working out today, I'm going to just do it. Whether or not I feel like eating clean today, whether or not I'm feeling stressed out, whether or not I feel overwhelmed, I'm going to do the thing that I promised myself I would do. And as I'm sitting here thinking about all of this week, it really hit me that the biggest thing that we owe ourselves is a promise to want to do more. Remember when you were setting those goals and you promised yourself that you would do better this year. You promised yourself that you would take your diet seriously this time. You promised yourself that you would give your all in school. You promised yourself that you would give your family more, that you would dive into your relationships, that you would do more things to better yourself and those around you. And you were so motivated on that day, and you set those goals, and you promised yourself this time it would be different. This time you would fulfill those goals. And the main idea that I get from all of this, and I take it to heart too, and I'm trying to tell myself this day in, day out, the promise that we make ourselves has to outweigh everything else. The promise that we make ourselves that we will do better, that we will stick with it, the promise that we make ourselves at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of our time frame, we have to hold that promise to ourselves higher than anything else. That promise has to stand true no matter your motivation level. It has to stand true no matter your level of self-doubt, what other people think about your goals. Your promise to yourself has to be more, because whenever it's more, that means that no matter what your motivation looks like, no matter how you're feeling that week, that day, even that year, no matter how you're feeling, you will stick to that, because you're going to remind yourself it's not just a feeling, the feeling of motivation. It's not just the moment of feeling really excited and passionate about something. It is the day in, day out promise to yourself that you're going to do better, you're going to do more, and you're going to pursue those goals that you told yourself you wanted for so long. So if you're feeling kind of down, if you're feeling like your motivation level has not been where it needs to be, tell yourself that your effort must remain consistent even when your motivation is not. So even when you don't feel like doing it, your effort will remain consistent. You're going to do the thing. You're going to go out and take that baby step. You're going to break things down into such small pieces that you can get it done. But no matter what your motivation looks like, your effort will always exceed that, because the promise you made to yourself stands truer than anything else. That promise to want more and do more is going to drive you into reaching your goals. So if you're feeling down this week, or if you're feeling like you're just kind of in a rut, maybe you're stuck, remind yourself of the promise. Remind yourself of your goals. Write your goals down every single day if you have to. Write them down every week. Remind yourself and come back and do your check-in every couple weeks, every couple months. Do your check-in and remind yourself of what you wanted and what it's going to take to get there, and execute. Do the baby steps, take a small step here and there, do what you have to do to make those dreams come true, and remind yourself of that promise, because when you come back and reflect on that, you will be so much happier for pursuing those things and putting your effort above your motivation at any time. So I hope this has been encouraging. It's a short one today. It's short and sweet. I just felt like some of us may be lacking some motivation. Maybe we feel stuck in our situations. But I just want to encourage you to remind yourself of the promise you made yourself. Stick with it. And no matter what your motivation looks like, make sure that your effort always exceeds your motivation. And just remind yourself that your effort must remain consistent even when your motivation does not, because your goals aren't going to fulfill themselves. Nobody else can do it for you, and it takes every ounce of your strength, every ounce of intention, and every ounce of you diligently working towards something to make it happen. So let me know if you have anything you want to share. I would love to hear from you, and I'll be back next week with more for you guys. Thanks. Have a great week, y'all.